It's Rockingham Rd6 of 2017, and number 17 rocks up to pole position here for the Avon Tyres Motorsport Supertwins, Stocktwins, and the Aprilia RRV 450s as well. Towers, last year's runner-up, looking to go one better this year, and so far, so good. There's Ben Tolliday. On his day, he can be a real threat for the podium. Greg Madero, number 60, second at the moment in the Supertwins Championship. Further back there, you can see the blue bike, number 43, Alex Platt. He leads the Stocktwins from number 19, Neil Schofield. The Beard, plenty of riders to keep an eye out for. In the RRV 450s, Alex Taylor is the man to look out for. Number 9 on his 450, although this weekend so far, Rhys Irwin has had the advantage in that championship. So lots to talk about. There is Rhys Irwin, in fact, just to the left, number 66. We're on board with Ryan Redmond. Someone's gone on the old loop for a little bit of a detour, having a look to see what it's like to do the oval here at Rockingham. But it's Johnny Towers that gets the lead from Greg Madero, the two main men in this championship. Now, Towers won both races here yesterday and has a real firm grip on this championship now as a result, because Greg Madero was on the podium for one but not in the other. So Madero got a bit of a mountain to climb at the moment. Steve Day here, Thundersport Syd alongside me. Last year, of course, Johnny Towers is in a similar position to this, Sid, with John Simpson on his tail. So I don't think Johnny's going to want to shut up shop just yet and settle for anything, because he knows how quickly things can change.
He won't take it for granted, because that'll still be stinging in the memory, there's no doubt about that. And it's really funny when you think that you've got it all signed and sealed, how quickly it can all go wrong. But you know, it's tough for Greg. He's struggled here and there on different setups, different tyres, all on a limited budget. Stepdad Ray works tirelessly on his machine, but you know, you can't take anything away from Johnny either. Really, really good rider. Got some lovely kit, but you've got to ride that machine. He's really good at it as well. And I think that he's come on really strong this year in the wet, as Johnny. I don't think he liked the wet so much last year, but he's really put that thought to bed.
Well, more than anything else, I don't think he liked the way in which the championship panned out. It was heartbreaking stuff for Johnny Towers at the end of the year. Of course, he's a big popular figure in the motorcycle paddocks around the world. RST, of course, clothing. He's known to pretty much every British rider that you can think of, I would imagine, that even is on the world stage. I'm sure he's got a bit to do at Silverstone Grand Prix in a few weeks. I saw him there last year with Cal.
Well, him and his mate Nick Edgley do a lot of endurance, don't they, at Spa and places like that as well, and very successfully too, I might add.
Greg Madero's in second. We shouldn't go without mentioning Greg. I mean, despite the fact that at the moment the number 60 here is in second and second in the championship, last year's Stocktwins champion, Sid, he's had a good go at this, hasn't he? He's not given up just yet.
Oh, he wants it, he really does want it, you know, and it's just been a bit of a problem. I mean, he kind of had a sign up with Michelin, but they didn't actually do the right size tyre for his machine, and still don't, unfortunately, which is a bit of a shame. The smallest tyre they do in their latest sort of prototype sort of edge pushing stuff, shall we say, it is a 190 rear, and of course these take sort of, well, I mean, you can get a 180 on them with a big wheel, but you know, it's still, you know, I think he needed that help from Michelin, to be honest with you. He's struggled here and there, but such a good rider, Steve.
Here he is, number 60, second place for Greg Madero then, and then this scrap for third. There's Ben Tolliday, number 133, rider from Scarborough, followed by Dan Taylor, a former Stocktwins champion himself, of course. Curtin Lindsay he's from, on the S. Brocklehurst Transport Suzuki. Dan on his day can be a real threat, and there he is, up the inside into Tarzan. He's not had things all his own way as poor Dan this year. luck has not really been on his side, and so it looks as though, at best, a fight for third in the championship with, funnily enough, Ben Tolliday, who he's scrapping with at the moment.
Yeah, I
on
think originally Dan would have loved to have been at the front end and taken top honours in the Supertwins like he did with the Stocktwins, but now, well, I would say he'd be reasonably happy to take, you know, the last podium spot of the championship. But yeah, Ben Tolliday is worth a shout as well, because he's been quite consistent, to be fair.
Well, we'll see how it pans out for Ben and Dan throughout the rest of the season. Ryan Redmond, of course, the British Army rider, going well. Alex Platt is worth a shout out, because Alex has really come on. He's a lovely lad off circuit, but this is the first time we've really properly seen him going all guns blazing for a championship.
Hasn't he had guns blazing? He's been amazing, hasn't he?
He really has. He's been absolutely superb, and it looks as though at the moment he's got one hand on that trophy. The Beard, Neil Schofield and Joe Thomas, Jason Markham, etc. They're all there or thereabouts, but
there's another story though, isn't there? The Beard. I mean, look what, you know, Neil has done this year. Neil Schofield has come on. He is, instead of like what you could say a sort of Sunday morning racer, he's a proper racer now. You know, he really is good. Just made so many excellent improvements to his riding style, and that's proven out by the amount of points that he's got. Okay, I mean, something dramatic would have to go wrong for Alex, for Neil to take top spot, but I mean, wouldn't it be a fantastic thing for Neil if he took second spot in the Stocktwins? Wow.
I get a funny feeling, Sid, in my belly, and heaven knows why, that there might be a bit of noise at the presentation evening if Neil Schofield was to finish runner-up in that Stocktwin Championship. We just saw there the battle between Jason Markham, who we were on board with, and Rhys Irwin. Jason Markham, of course, is a Stocktwins rider himself, part of the British Army lineup, much like Ryan Redmond. Rhys Irwin, of course, on the Oasis bar Letterkenny Aprilia on the RRV 450. Rhys has always been a fan of this Rockingham circuit. It's always worked out well for him. He's second at the moment in the RRV 450s, but he's had Alex Taylor's number so far this weekend, and so he will close just a touch in the championship, although he'll need a really big end to the season, the Irishman, if he wants to try and win that.
Alex is recovering from a bit of an injury. He's limping quite badly, to be fair. So I think, particularly this weekend, he'll be very pleased to bring it home in second place. But that's to take nothing away from Rhys. Rhys has become a very good rider, just like his brother Keelan, and a bit of shouting going on there. And you know, I mean, he's not actually that far when you take that into consideration. You've got another 300 points before the end of the championship. You know, and he's only sort of 96 behind. It's anything could happen, really.
Speaking of anything could happen, you could hear there on pit wall a few come on Dans. Dan Taylor has sort of been folded into the Barnsley family, hasn't he now? He gets a lot of support from the Schofield clan, and you can see here why, because he's closing in on Greg Medeiros. Medeiros had a lonely race and might not know much about Dan's ability here in this race, but he's going to know in a moment, because Dan Taylor over the last couple of laps has been closing in. Dan wants the points. Here we go. This is a matter of when, not if, and up the inside we go. Medeiros there. The door was left open in truth by Greg Medeiros, so Medeiros, let's see what he's got. Onto School Straight we go. And Dan Taylor then moves up into second place. They're some way off Johnny Towers. 27s is the times that Johnny Towers is doing. It's not quite lap record pace, but it's not far off the lap record that Paul McClung got. And we know how good Paul McClung was on his day in this class. There is a bit further back Ryan Redmond, number 3. He's in 6th place at the moment.
mentioned the closeness of Dan Taylor in the Schofield Barnsley mob. You know, thinking about it, and I hadn't thought about this before, but Dan may well have played a big part in Neil's improvement. You know, you talk about corners and talk about setup and talk about breaking points and all little things, you know, all the time. That could have had something to do. I'm not saying it definitely has, but I haven't spoken to anybody apart from right now with you. You know, it could have played a part, couldn't it?
It's either that or inter-house rivalry.
Yeah.
Oh dear, now there's a moment here, and there's a bit of concern for a rider. The race has been stopped. I think that was Lara Small on the deck. I hope she's okay, but Johnny Towers will be declared the race winner. And no surprise there, he'll take the 25 points from Dan Taylor, Greg Madero third, Ben Tolliday fourth, and Alex Platt wins the Stocktwins ahead of Ryan Redmond. Johnny knows where the camera is. Rise of the eyebrows there for him, and in the Stocktwins, as you can see, the win for Alex Platt ahead of Ryan Redmond and Ben Rainbow. And in the RRVs there you can see Rhys Irwin, Alex Taylor and Tom Jennings. We will be back for more action in race 2 in just a few moments. Time for race 2 then in the Avon tyres, Supertwins, Stocktwins and RRV 450s. Wins in the separate classes last time for Towers, Platt and Rhys Irwin. What will it be this time? Thumbs up from Johnny Towers. He's now looking for 4 out of 4 here. Ben Tolliday in race 1 was just off the podium. Greg Madero lost out on second. Sure what's up with Greg there. He's having looks a bit concerned about something, not sure what's going on there, but either way we're going to go racing. Dan Taylor of course was second in race 1, came through at the end. What we have here in race 2, Greg Madero there. He'll get away with that I think, but just ever so slightly creeping. You have to be really careful when you're doing that.
You do on the front row.
But Greg Madero either way, I think he'll just about get away with that one. Johnny Towers in
it. Was on the second row, wasn't he?
Sorry?
Was he on the second row, wasn't he?
Well,
no, that wasn't Greg, was it? You're talking about on this side of the front row.
Yes.
I don't think that was Greg, was it? I might be wrong. Sorry.
Well, someone was. Either way, it wasn't big enough for it to be done for, if you like, but it is something that you have to be careful of.
Yeah, it certainly is. If you're on the front row, you know, the beam will catch you anyway. It was third in qualifying, so...
Yeah, it was him. But it doesn't matter, because nothing's come up on the time screen, so he's clear. But that is sort of cigarette paper stuff as to whether you get away with that or not. Towers leads from Greg Madero. There is Dan Taylor, who finished second in race 1. He's just behind Alex Platt here in the early stages of this race. Platt, who is now sort of regularly mixing in the top 5 overall. A bit more available power to him. He might move up to Supertwins next year, you never know. 2 other former Supertwin, sorry, let me get this right. Stocktwin champions have moved up to Supertwins, and they're both on the grid at the moment. Greg Madero, Dan Taylor.
Do you want to borrow these two? That's wearing them in for your dog.
I think I should. I think I need. Better off having the dog here in the commentary box at the moment. Johnny Towers it is that leads in from Greg Madero, Ben Tolliday, and there is Dan Taylor just going up then ahead of Alex Platt on circuit. You got Ryan Redmond up there as well, number 3. Rhys Irwin follows on the RRV 450. So the Irishman looking for 4 wins out of 4 in the 450 class. Then it's Jason Markham, The Beard, Neil Schofield, Ben Rainbow, Alex Taylor, Stephen Taylor. So
Johnny Towers looks so relaxed, particularly when you see the undulations. Mind you, all of these guys do, to be fair. They come through those bumps like they're not there.
Jason Markham here then going up a place. So we see here Johnny Towers. He's just looking ridiculously comfortable, isn't he? That's the difference. He's only lapping in the 128s this time. He's not quite as quick as he was in race 1, but then he doesn't really need to be. You get the feeling there's probably a bit more in the bag there from Johnny. There's no point in pushing to the absolute limit if you're in control and you're still winning. Here is Ben Tolliday and Dan Taylor then, that battle for 3rd in the championship. That's what it looks like, rages on between them. Dan Taylor got the better of the green number 133 in race 1, and he's slowly but surely getting warmed up again here in race 2 as well. This is looking like a carbon copy of race 1, and look at that, around the outside into Dean Hairpin. Nicely done there by Dan. He goes up into 3rd. Now then, can he chase down Greg Madero as he did in race 1? If he was able to, it would be pretty much an identical looking race result sheet to what we had in 1st, and that's going all the way down to 7th or 8th. Towers it is that steamed off into the front. There's Madero, and then here comes Taylor and Tolliday. Greg Madero won't want to lose points again to Johnny Towers. Losing 5 points for finishing in 2nd is one thing, but another 4.
But he must be wondering what he can do against him there. Must be quite frustrating, mustn't it? But he got the better of him at Cadwell, was it? Cadwell, I think.
I think the thing is, Sid, is Johnny Towers is experienced. He's a damn good rider. And last year, quite rightly, he and John Simpson, who, let's just be honest here, he's won races at British Championship level. John Simpson is no slouch. Towers had to come into this season as the favourite, and Greg Madero was tried and tried and tried, and I think that sometimes they just turn up to these meetings and Greg is pushing as hard as he can. He sees what Johnny Towers has got, and on the last 2 occasions Johnny Towers has just had too much to offer. So all Madero can really do is his very best, turn up to each round and see what happens.
They do it all themselves. I mean, it's a small concern as well. We're not taking anything away from Johnny, as I say, not at all. But I mean, you know, the bike is professionally set up, which is what you need if you want to win. You know, you need it set up. But I mean, like, resources-wise, I mean, you know, Greg and Ray haven't got that. And that's not taking anything away from Ray either. He does a tremendous job on that bike.
Greg needs to find a circuit in the last 3 where perhaps he can put a bit of pressure on Johnny and see what happens. Of course, Johnny will tell you that this is not over yet and that he has to still do a job. There's 3 rounds left. There's 4 races in Anglesey, 2 double points races at Alton Park, and of course 4 races in the finale at Donington. It can go wrong so quickly in a blink of an eye. Alton Park is a curveball. Alton Park has changed the face of championships before because you don't have as many races, there's double points on offer. You crash out, destroy your bike in one of those races, you're out for the day,
sure.
100 points can just disappear right in front of you. So Johnny Towers will tell you, hey, I've got to keep on doing this. Greg Madero, all he can really do is just try and rob home in 2nd, so see what happens. At the moment he's still got a bit of a buffer over Dan Taylor, and he's upped his pace a bit as well.
But there will come a point where Greg's got to say, do you know what, I'll just give it everything. You know, I mean, it's okay to keep coming 2nd for a while and you keep taking the points, but there'll come a point that I've either got to push now or I've got to give it up and take the second.
Well, Greg Madero, of course, we're coming up to 3 circuits now that he knows well. So does Johnny Towers. Alton Park, Anglesey. Well, Anglesea's up first, of course, then Alton, then Donington. So yeah, I don't think though, you know, in current form, Madero's going to be able to afford to leave it till the last round. If things stay the way they are, Towers will have had to have this wrapped up by then. It's going to have to be at Anglesey or Alton where things change. Across the line then, Towers it is that leads from Greg Madero. There's a good 4 or 5 second difference between the two at the moment. Dan Taylor isn't going to catch Greg Madero this time around, but he does look safe in third. You're looking there on screen at Alex Platt behind Ben Tolliday. Platt leads the Stocktwins ahead of Ryan Redman. That is the battle you're looking on screen between Jason Markham and Neil Schofield. That is for the final place on the podium in the Stocktwins. Rhys Irwin is comfortable in the 450s, as we've seen already. Alex Taylor looks safe in second, so that's damage limitation. Thomas Jennings, at the moment, looks like he's going to take that remaining RRV 450 podium place. So they've not been the most classic races I think we've ever seen at the Super Twin level, but it is Rockingham and it can happen here. We just see there Rhys Irwin close and personal with Ryan Redman. Looks to be pretty much sorted nearly every position bar that battle between Irwin and Markham. Of course, it's worth pointing out at this point that the Stocktwins and 450s do score points in the Super Twins, so for Rhys Irwin's sake it still matters. You still want to finish up as high as possible. Last lap flag. 4 wins out of 4 potentially coming the way of Johnny Towers. We'll get a look at the standings in a moment. Johnny Towers is going to take more than 100-point advantage into Anglesey. That is a nice margin to have tucked in your back pocket.
I'll tell you what, Steve, just a sort of a bit of a wild card thing here. Alex Platt is closing in on Dan Taylor for the Supertwins last spot, you know, podium spot. I bet, you know, he's doing quite well there, isn't he?
Well, he is, but then Dan Taylor certainly today is beating him to it.
Sure, yeah.
It's still up for grabs. Alex Platt cannot be counted out of that battle for third, actually, between Tolliday, Taylor. You're right, he could still have something to say there. And in truth, a fully fit Alex Taylor might have had something to say about it as well, but there we are. We'll monitor that one over the next round or two. Don't celebrate too early, Johnny.
Oh dear, mate.
Do we need to show you the videos in the past? It has been a dominant performance from Towers here at Rockingham. He thoroughly deserves it as well. 4 wins out of 4. Dare we say, one hand on the Super Twin title for Towers, last year's runner-up. He takes the win here. He has a look over his shoulder and he'll see Greg Madero crossing the line to take second place. Third it will be then for Dan Taylor. Fourth for Ben Tolliday, and the Stocktwins win is going to go to Alex Platt there. He finished just under 4 seconds clear of Ryan Redman. Look at the 3 podiums then. Johnny Towers centre stage, and the winner there ahead of Greg Madero on the left and Dan Taylor nearest to us. In the Stocktwins, it's Alex Platt, the winner, from Ryan Redman and Jason Markham. And in the RRVs, Rhys Irwin in the middle of your picture with Alex Taylor on the far left, and on the right here, Thomas Jennings. Wow, 130-point lead then Johnny Towers is going to take into Anglesey. That is going to be hard to turn around for Greg Madero. He is, though, safe in second ahead of Dan Taylor. And it's looking pretty comfortable there as well, isn't it, for Alex Platt? He could get that one sewn up over in Anglesey ahead of Neil Schofield and Jason Markham. In the RRV 450s, that gap has come down by quite a lot. Taylor still in front, but it's not over. 56 points clear of Rhys Irwin. That's it then from us here at Rockingham. Thanks for joining us for round 6. Round 7 takes us to North West Wales and the island of Anglesey. We'll see you there.